We will be addressing questions in the second part. I will be doing brief introduction and explaining what we've been up to. I aim to also share with you a demo version of our platform where you will be able to see some of the functionalities, how things work, what we're doing. And after that, we will have time for questions from the audience. Um, Let me just see if I can also see um, what is happening on the Immobilium channel, if there are questions there. Okay. So I see people wanting to speak. Guys, I will ask you to send your questions in text and I will respond to them in voice, if that is okay. We will save a lot of time. And I think in case some questions get repeated, I will ask my team to summarize it and answer based on what's been said. Yeah. One more minute. One thing which is I find it interesting. Maybe other my partners don't share this enthusiasm, but today we have Immobilium T-shirts which are made especially for this event. So there's more merchandise coming up that we will be having with the Immobilium logos and Immobilium pens and mugs and caps and everything. And we hope that we will also make this merchandise part of the real life story of Immobilium, just like the real estate and crypto. We are merging them together. Something virtual is from real and something from real world. This is the same thing we are going to do with merchandise as well. But first things first. My name is Nenad. I'm a co-founder and CEO of Immobilium. We are, as you know, a real estate trading platform allowing people to invest and trade in real estate. And our utility token, your utility coin, is Immobilium coin, and this is what many of you follow. Immobilium platform can function totally without Immobilium coins, but Immobilium coins give the users a lot of leverage and advantage and opportunities to utilize the holding of the token through the operation of the website. Some of the functions that are most commonly seen, that is basically reducing of the fees. Immobilium as platform takes up to 2.5% fee between buyers and sellers whenever there's a transaction taking place. Up to 45% can be discounted if you stake, if you hold enough of Immobilium tokens. There is a limited number of Immobilium tokens, meaning that once they're all distributed, it will be up to community to exchange tokens to gain the value, to reduce the transaction costs, to be able to see the properties which are off market, to be able to contact the sellers before the property hits the market, many other perks. Of course, there are a lot of plans to add more features, add more functionalities as uh, as these surface through the exploitation and through the operation of the platform itself. And we are we have started selling tokens on a very low level, 1 cent, and we also, understandably, some of you, we had rather high entry point for buying in. The idea behind is primarily not to allow creation of whales that would amass a large number of tokens early on and that would be able to, let's say, rig the system in a way that would harm the community in the long term. Everything we do, everything we present, everything we plan is about balance. We try to balance things out for community. We try to have a level playing field by actually achieving what you want, to decentralize real estate, to make it accessible to everybody on a global level. Um, I've seen some questions that came about before the event. Uh, One of them was how I came into crypto and what is my background. What did I do? Um, I by education, I graduated business administration in the Netherlands some 20 years ago. After that, I worked in public sector as investments and export promotion advisor. After that, I worked for the Dutch embassy in Serbia for about 8 years. My primary job all my life was to connect businesses, to facilitate investments, to develop things. After Dutch embassy, I had my own company in energy field. It was with renewable energy, providing energy for households, for multi-apartment, multi-family homes from renewable sources. At that time, then I got my family started. I needed to have more time with my family, so I went to a Danish embassy again, more better work-life balance. And then bang, it struck me talking to Sasha one day that indeed we have something big coming up. It all came from practical experience, seeing how long it takes to transact real estate, that it has to be done faster, it has to be done better, and Immobilium is actually the way. We spend a lot of time talking, discussing, developing, talking to developers, talking to lawyers, first in California, because this is where the base is. But the idea itself that that's basically decentralizing real estate, that's making it a lot accessible to broader audience, is what makes this idea, I would say, so significant and valuable. It's all about it's all about making things happening better, faster, smoother, with less risks, and enabling opportunities for people who hold crypto, who have fiat funds available. Whatever, however you decide, we want to make it a flexible, safe environment for you to either buy real estate or invest in real estate through fractional ownership, or to hopefully fund some future projects, and so on and so on. So the roadmap is, I think, what lies ahead of us. I think it's very impressive, very useful. Uh, um, and let me just address some of the questions. Okay, tokenomics. Yeah, this is a question that's coming up quite often, and I think we better address it earlier. You should know that Immobilium is a proof of stake token. This token has fixed number of tokens being minted. They've been minted on 5th of May, and 10 billion tokens have been minted. There is no way to increase the number. What only thing we can do is gradually release tokens as the value of the token that it presents to the community and to the transacting people on the platform is actually relevant. That is why this is being gradually released. As we go towards the anticipated ICO, when we aim that on 11th of November, we will hit the markets, meaning that it will be free to buy and sell at lower quantities than we're doing now. You can also basically, when it hits the market, you guys can do whatever you like, however you want to trade with them, and that's all. It's going to be all up to the market. Uh, since we are basically proof of stake token that has a limited supply, the staking, as we see it, is actually holding the tokens long enough till the point when their scarcity becomes a commodity. Meaning that once all the tokens are distributed and somebody wants to execute a transaction with a lower fee, you having your tokens in a holdout and being ready to exchange it with somebody against a fee is something that is going to earn you an extra token or two, depending how you two agree on it. Yeah. So we don't do farming. We don't do staking that is guaranteeing you certain returns. No, it's all about the market. Yeah. Uh, we see. I see a question also that a lot of crypto assets are going down as much as 80%. Well, our asset has gone up, but it's because there's so limited amount of exposure that we had, and I don't think it's relevant for us at this moment. If we were at ICO, if we were in the market, it could be that our token would also reduce value. But the intrinsic value of our token lies in its use on the platform when transacting the real estate and properties. Yeah. Uh, so if you look at it from, can it go down? Yes, it can, but you should always ask yourself, does this token have some real implication or real value that it can deliver to a community, and what is the value in fiat or other crypto that you think it's worth? So our ecosystem is not affected by the downturn, by the bear run. We actually, but we do hope that when the bull run starts, we're also going to be up ahead with the others as well. Um, how many tokens will be locked by the team? Just like the tokenomics explained, about 40% of the tokens will be eventually available for people on the market. The rest is for the team, the rest is for the partners, the rest is for marketing, distribution. Through this marketing channel, some of these tokens have been allocated to many of our Telegram channel users. We hope that you find our events motivating enough to jump in and try to win some tokens. We definitely plan to up it a bit so the user base is broadened. We'll have some fun announcements for you at the end of this AMA as well. And as I said, no new tokens minted, 10 billion tokens made. That's it. Then we have another question. What's the most important update at the moment, and what are you currently focused on? The two things which are focus of our attention. The first is to finish the platform to enable first transaction to take place with all stakeholders receiving the money, exchanging the documents and everything. This is the paramount priority for our development team. And second important thing that we're developing are the hubs. The reason why hubs are so important is because they give Immobilium the global dimension that it aspires to be, and that it has promised to the community that it will become. We have already open office in Greece, in Switzerland. This is where our non-US locations will be tied to. Germany is live. Turkey is live. Turkey actually has some impressive properties and a very good partners on board. We are busy talking to Italy. We're busy talking to Czech Republic. Across the Atlantic, my partners are very hardworking. We have second office opening up in Texas, in Houston. Nevada state partner has received contract and is discussing it, reviewing it. Florida is next. Chicago we touched upon. So this network of partners that will upload the properties, that will vet the properties in their environment, that will help us understand the legal procedures locally and implement it on Immobilium, are working hard to make Immobilium a global story. I think there is also, I would like to say, I noticed that there is a very nice uh, competition between our partners where the first transaction will take place. This healthy competition between very capable, ambitious, smart people is something that is very motivating as for us as founders and for each other, that we see where is the first transaction going to take place. And this is going to be an icebreaker. So first, finish the platform. I will see if I can share my screen and show you how the demo version looks like. Also, to pinpoint, we have several stages in which platform is tested. There is an internal development platform being tested. Then there is a staging platform, staging server, demo server, and whatever passes the demo server is ready for the live operational Immobilium site, which we hope to make it visible and available for all of you to come in, see, and play in coming. Well, it's going to be finished in a matter of days, but it's a matter of weeks where we aim to have you as well as our community check out the properties, register, do things, sniff out for opportunities, maybe even buy something. So these are the most important things that the team is busy on. So, what do we think about current market situation, and what are the marketing plans, and what is the development plan and vision? I think we touched upon development plan and vision by explaining what is the our agenda, how we open up the hubs, open up the new markets, and everything. Um, Small point on market situation. Yeah, we are seeing generally a downturn in global markets. This is also true for the real estate. It is likely that there will be real estate uh, assets which will be sold below the value. It could be that some markets will see an increased number of foreclosures or problematic loans putting properties on the market for sale. And as you probably know, we only facilitate all cash transactions. That means that our buyers are people with the funds ready to invest. So they do not go to the bank to get a mortgage, they don't seek financing, they're able to buy properties at the valuation that it's presented on on our platform. That being said, we think that the current market situation will actually be an opportunity for both buyers and sellers to accelerate the transaction process that Immobilium allows as platform, and benefit from the current market situation and somewhat unfavorable trend on a broader scale. Once the market picks up, and it surely will, it's all cyclical, then we think again it will our platform will play a role to facilitate increased exchange and resale of properties, and being able to provide extra liquidity, to provide faster transaction speed and everything else. When the market picks up, the trend that will be very interesting to follow and make money on through Immobilium platform is basically the moment you buy a property for, let's say, $2 million, you it's taken off the platform because it belongs to you. You immediately go into editing this property and you put 2.2 million price tag, and you put it back on the platform, and provided that there is another buyer looking to buy that property and who believes that price is going to go up and market is going up at that moment, you have made $200,000 minus our fees quite quickly. So, the independently on the market situation, we believe that we can offer both buyers and players a relevant playground where they can all earn money independently of the downturn or the upturn. So, uh, is smart contract audited, and what about marketing plans? Now, we call data transactions what everybody else calls smart contracts. There are two reasons why we do it. First is because data transactions is something that is on our ecosystem, something that allows implementation of smart contracts with, let's say, flexibility. When you approach global real estate market, you need to be aware that every country has a different legal regulations, requirements, and everything. So if you were to have one smart contract for the whole global community, that would be impossible to make it sustainable. Meaning that it could work on one or two markets, but in 90% of the other markets, it would not work. Hence, data transactions that offer flexibility of data modification, types of data modification, whereas maintaining the structural integrity and strictness of the smart contracts for the execution. As far as our marketing plans are concerned, I think our operations in Los Angeles gave you a hint what we think is relevant for the marketing. That is being present both online and offline. Yeah, being the bridge between online and offline world means that marketing has to take place in real life. Our users need to be able to see billboards. They need to be able Immobilium on buses. It has to be all over, all around them in different cities, in different places. And I think in by the end of the years of this year, whenever we open new hubs, new marketing campaigns, local marketing campaigns like that you can see in real life will become relevant and will help broaden both the audience, the outreach, and hopefully the community as well. As far as the online marketing is concerned, we do recognize that channels like Telegram, channels like Twitter, Discord, Instagram are probably the most important channels for us at the moment, but they're not going to be the only one. We're looking for ways to improve presence on some of these channels. So, if among you there are people who are very keen on Discord, for example, we'd like to hear out from you. For Telegram, I think I'm quite happy with the team that's working on Telegram. So Twitter also, if you offer cooperation on Twitter, let's see what you've got. So Google Ads as well. Thank you, Sasha. He's hitting me on the side. Google Ads is going to be the biggest chunk of our online marketing as soon as we are broad enough that it makes more significant impact. Now, it's important to understand how these buyer-seller relationships work. Yeah. For example, when we open office in Germany and we have office in Turkey, some of you may know, but there's a very large Turkish community living in Germany. These people could be looking to buy property in Turkey, and with Immobilium, they could have a fast way to do it. So when we emphasize marketing for the Turkish market, it could be, for example, in an airport in Germany. It could be in an airport in Shanghai, in Dubai, where the large number of people are flowing through. It's not necessarily that it is local, but it's targeted to the target group of buyers. Let me just see what we have also here. Partnerships are very important for any platform to zero. Exactly. So, do we have strong partners to support us in against huge competition in crypto market? I wouldn't say we necessarily have competition in crypto market because Immobilium is not. Crypto is one of the tools. Blockchain is one of the tools that allows us to conduct transactions in an efficient, transparent, safe, and sustainable way. So, competition as such, I'm not sure that we have, let's say, generic competition matching up against us. I do hope, however, that we will have more players because it will mean that uh, experience will be exchanged. There could be new ways of approaching the same subject. So that's absolutely on the spot. Now, partnership for us are more relevant for the real world, meaning that partners who have strong presence of local markets, understanding of real estate processes, capacities to handle transactions, to facilitate clients, to conduct business on a global level, those are our partners that we now primarily aim to use. Also, it's very important to understand that we are we like to see that we are seen as a tool, as an instrument of different stakeholders to achieve their needs. Now, let me give you an example. Uh, in the beginning of the whole thing, we heard a lot of people saying, well, the agents are going to be against you. If you remember my example from a few minutes ago when I said you buy property for 2 million, you put it back on the market for 2.2 million, and you can basically have two transactions going in 1 week. For agent, he would be making one sale, one commission. If he's able to sell property more times in the same amount of time, he will be making more money. So we'll be agents' best friends because just like the brokers on Wall Street, why do they make so much money? Because they get money from every transaction. They call their clients all the time, buy, sell, doesn't matter. They make money when assets change hands. Agents that do real estate, they cannot do this at the moment because it takes weeks for them to make money. If they could make money, let's say 5 times a month instead of 2 times a month, they would be our best friends. When agents are your best friends, it means that they want everybody to do their transactions through Immobilium, right? Now, who else could be problematic? I know you can write your opinions in the text. I'll be reading and answering, but the way we look at it from many angles, banks, escrow companies, title companies, insurance companies, everybody needs acceleration and liquidity on the market, which will help everybody make more money. Yeah. So I do also have questions which came a little bit early because I see that we are running out of questions on the main channel. But we also have. Can you tell me what the advantages will you as Immobilium have in this field is the future? Uh, I think Immobilium can surely benefit from the first mover rule, meaning that a lot of things that we do, I'm sure the others are looking, adjusting, moving into the same direction. But the first mover, the bravest people, are us in this case. However, you should be also aware that we very carefully study not only our competition, but also different case studies from different businesses, how different businesses were going global. We're learning from their mistakes that we do not expect for the world to adjust to us, but we are going to be flexible enough to implement regulations of local governments, local markets, local circumstances, put it on the platform in a way that when you execute a transaction, it is locally compliant, yeah, and to make it work. This is, for example, again, coming back to why data transactions, why not smart contracts? This is the flexibility that a data transaction as such allow us to do. Yeah. I will just give you one example. For example, when you want to buy a property in Greece and you physically need to do certain steps to visit notaries, to go to cadastral land registry, and so on and so on, but this is something that a buyer can authorize a lawyer to do for him. So a buyer given a power of attorney to a lawyer who will do these steps for him in the field and having his power of attorney attached to his account makes him eligible to execute one-click purchases on the platform. We will have buyers that have interest in certain markets, so they will have interest to execute, to allow power of attorneys to be issued to lawyers who will be physically executing on the ground everything that needs to be done for them to become owners of this property. But once you do it, you just keep clicking and buying the properties as much as you want on this market. So, what are the upcoming plans for Immobilium for the next coming months and years? Now, years is a lot, but months, as I mentioned, platform going live, first transaction going through, first international transactions going through. This is all happening this year. And in coming years, I would say that by the end of this year, we will have at least 20 to 30 offices globally adding transactions to our list, to our pipeline, people transacting, doing business, and of course, number of tokens being on the market going down, 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 being distributed among our community, partners, investors, and everybody. And then the fun starts. And then in a couple of years, the team also will be able to get rid of some of the tokens. But I know some people who plan to hold them indefinitely. So this is basically what are the other questions that we have. Let me just go back to see if there are any other questions. If not, I will try to see if I can share my screen with you so you can see the demo at Immobilium. Um, Maybe I'll actually, can I see if I can give a word to my partner and CEO, who is also a great speaker. I'm also learning from him a lot. So can I see if I can any of the administrators give the word to Sasha? I think he also wants to say a few words. Is that possible? No, then basically what Sasha has been texting me is that Immobilium down the road will become an equivalent of Carfax for real estate. If some of you may know, but there is a institution called Carfax that records everything that happens to your car. And if car is on a Carfax, you can see when was the last oil change, did it have any accidents, what was the price that it was bought, everything about this car you can find. Now, what we aim to do, because every property that is listed on Immobilium has its own small blockchain where all the details about transaction and property details are recorded, it means that in a separate blockchain, every property has its own properties listed in a blockchain. So you can always, just like in a Carfax, you can see everything that's been happening to the property. You can see what were the listing prices, what were the tax rates, what were the previous valuation, what were the previous inspection reports, everything, everything, everything stored in a small blockchain attached to the real property. And that allows you to have safe and peace of mind that you know what's happening there and that it's verified and vetted and cannot be changed in the future. So you cannot say 20 years down the road, well, there was we didn't have this and it didn't happen. No, it's all in blockchain, immutable, for you to see when you're buying this property. I see a lot of inquiries of people wanting to speak at this time. I will kindly ask you to send your questions in a written form. We had good experience last time, but we think that we could have addressed more questions if they were addressed in a written form. Can we do that in community? Let me just go back and see. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry, sorry, sorry. I now see, how do I buy tokens in private sale? How many each token costs in a private sale? You can buy from us directly. You go to imbcoin.io, you reach out to us. It's important to know that the current price is 1.742 dollar cents for one token. There is a minimum threshold of investment at this moment of, if I'm not mistaken, $2,000. It used to be $5,000. So now your entry barrier is at $2,000 for this. And this is in order to, again, stimulate people to buy a large number of tokens early on for low valuations, and then risk situation that they decide to sell it all on 11th and cause trouble for the community. What are our top three priorities for 2022? That is first transaction in US, first international transactions, and ICO. These are the three things we aim to do this year. Next year, I would say we have 20 to 30 hubs all over the world. We have at least 10 hubs in the United States, and we probably passed the threshold of first 300 transactions in 2023. The tokenomics of Immobilium token are available on white paper. Total supply is 10 billion tokens. According to roadmaps, what are your most important next priorities? Well, I think we addressed this. Do we have enough funds and a strong community to achieve these milestones? I think we have a great community. It's very supportive community, a lot of exchange. You can always do more with more money. Let me put it this way. If we had 5 million to burn every month, we would have a way to burn it effectively and produce results. Yeah, let me put it that way. So, of course, community can be part of it, but we see community as also our support and feedback in what we're doing right, what could be done better. You should also know that people from our community also reach out to us for their local market and say, I'm in this market. I've been following Mobilium for so and so time. Um, let's talk about me working with you on opening up my market for Immobilium and listing properties and moving ahead. So that's also something that happens. Yes, we do have Twitter. We have Discord as well. The links are available on our website, and there's a lot of fake Telegram, Twitter groups. I would like to see if somebody can help us identify them and that we address it. Let me just see partnership. I think we addressed it as well. White paper, yes, on Immobilium imbcoin.io. One second. Why did we build the project? How important? You see, there are two types of communities. There's a community that is interested in token, probably for idea of making money on tokens value increase, and there is also a community that is a real estate community, meaning people that want to buy, sell, invest in real estate. There could be people from both communities that have the same interest, but these two groups, I would say, need each other to grow. The more token holders there are, the more people know the story, the more people will be approaching us and opening up new markets, which is essential for globalization of the whole thing. On the other hand, Immobilium platform, with its properties, with its marketing, with its exposure, will attract attention. So the at some point, we really think that the community will start growing by itself through users, their good experiences, and everything. But you're always welcome to recommend us, talk to friends, come visit us. You wouldn't believe how many cases there are people talking to each other and getting on board, both like investments, partners, people with ideas, proposals. It's very lively, actually. Priorities we discussed, I think. Tokens minted, lockups, everything discussed. Benefits. What are the strongest benefits of your project that you think will lead your team to a better market? Now, we as a team really cannot influence the market that much, but we do have a team that is capable of assessing the market situation. And the beauty of having hubs globally is that we can sense the pulse on local markets throughout the world. It could be that at some point there will be markets that perform better or worse, and by being networked in a global environment, it will allow investors to address those markets. So let's say in 6 months time we have a booming Swiss real estate market that everybody from our community can tap on because they've been following the developments. They can see real properties, they can access information quickly, they know it's safe to do business with us, and they hit the market. Yeah. So importance of the good team is to be able, and the global team is to be able to keep a pulse on developments and follow the developments globally and address those markets. Uh, 1 second, let's do one more. Do we have a user manual or short videos that would guide potential users to safely navigate the platform? If I'm not mistaken, there should be two videos which are following users that go through registration, property upload phase, buying and selling procedures. Basically, one is for buyer and one is for seller. We will make sure that it's pinned here if you haven't seen it. And if I'm able to share my screen, I would see if I can do it also here, that you see how the platform works and everything. Um, Also, some of you may have seen it, those who have bought tokens, we have manuals for setting up the wallet, for accessing your tokens, for all kind of things. We have small manuals made that guide you step by step on how to get the tokens, how to upload properties, and so on and so on. Um, Pre-sale is on, white paper is on also on Immobilium AMB Um, Okay, so this is a good question. I like that this project is placing importance on the community aspect. That is why I think it is missing a lot of projects. How can our early investors really help you grow before launch? From providing liquidity to Java participation, what are the different roles it plays? Very good one. So, what can community do to spread out the word of Immobilium is independently in which industry you are, you probably know somebody who is in real estate in your local market, especially if you are from the markets where we do not have local presence yet. The first step would be to see, okay, do we know somebody who has been in real estate long enough, who has some experience in dealing with the foreign buyers and sellers, who has properties or access to properties that is possible to sell, and that is interested to put these properties on a global market for a global outreach to be addressed. So this would be the first point, that you as somebody who is from community, who maybe doesn't have a contact with real estate, but you would like to do more, this is how you could help us all spread out the word. Before you know it, okay, 2023 we said 30 hubs, 2024 let's go for 100 hubs, and then by 2025 6 we are a global platform. The community is global, the transactions are global, and you have access to real estate from all over the world. Maybe some markets you will have only two or three homes from some markets, but some other markets will have hundreds of properties listed with details, with everything. And with the fractional ownership model opening up, that will allow you literally to spread out your investments all over the world, make your own real estate portfolio, custom pick it, whatever you like. You see some property going so well, you like it, start buying into it to the point that you take the whole thing and take it off the platform, off the market, and then it's yours. I think it will, by reducing the, let's say, the threshold, by allowing people to chip in with few hundreds, few $1,000s and buy pieces of property all over the world, we're going to make a wonderful thing and allow people to generate passive income, to invest effectively, and yeah, and grow. How can users join this project? Do we have a local community channels? Actually, unfortunately, all our language is still in English. There is a good point to put down. Once things grow bigger, I'm sure that there will be communities in local environments. So Immobilium Greece, Immobilium Germany, Immobilium Switzerland, Immobilium in the US. It's, I would say, homogeneous, but I think it's a good idea. We will see if it makes sense and how to make communities that are addressing particular markets. The best place to get the updates on a project will be on Telegram first. This is the most lively discussion. We aim to have this kind of sessions once a month to keep you updated. Sometimes it will be me speaking, sometimes more people, bigger news, more people, and so on and so on. But indeed, Immobilium is mostly active on Telegram, then Twitter, Instagram. As I said, if you are big in Discord, you know how to build a community, you have an interest in it, well, let us know, okay? This is so far what is our weak point, and we want to work with our community to change that. So partnerships, we address that. Um, Buying tokens. Again, there is a fixed number of minted tokens, no more new tokens after 10 billionth token has been distributed, and then you just have to change it between yourself, between your community. How safe and secure is your platform, and how do you maintain security? Do you have any audit plan? As a matter of fact, uh, part of our listing on the exchange is auditing our operations. So this is in a pipeline, and as soon as we have the results, we will make it public and share it with you. It's important. I think it's very good for you to know that the reason why we chose Zero BS Network as our technology provider and the L1 ecosystem for our blockchain is their experience and finishing projects with banking sector. We believe that if your solution is good enough for bank, it should probably cut it for us as well. So we are relying on somebody else, in this case a bank, performing due diligence and audits on safety of the network, of the blockchain, reliability and everything. And we're thinking if they have done that work and they were happy, we're good with it too. Yeah. Since NFT is popular nowadays, is there a plan for NFT integration? Uh, as we also mentioned before, blockchain is a tool, is an instrument that allows us to perform a function of trading real estate in a better way. As soon as there is an application for NFT in our system, we will integrate NFT. It is confirmed that our environment allows minting of NFTs, storing of NFTs on Zero BS wallets. So it's fully integrated. It is capable of sustaining, minting, exchanging NFTs. But until there is a purposeful use for NFT, we don't plan to put it out there just because it's a fancy word at the moment. Um, we've been addressing the price, so 1.742 dollar cents is the price of a token at the moment. It's gone up from 1 cent in May this year. The pre-sale will be ongoing. uh, Please reach out through our team through imbcoin.io for all the details and inquiries about purchasing tokens through a private sale. Audits certificates, as soon as we have them, and they have to come before 11th of 11, will be made available both on our social media channels and on our website and everywhere else. Are you so what are the three killer functions that makes us ahead of competition? That's an interesting one. The first killer function is that when you press the buy button, wherever you are in the world, provided that you have done everything you should do and that you have money on your account, you are buying the real physical property. You're not buying an NFT. You're buying a real property. There is a deed with your name on it coming to your place, verifying that you are the owner of this property, wherever you are in the world, 24/7, 365 days a year. You like it, you buy it, you own it. Yeah. I think that's very good and strong and unique proposition. Yeah. The second thing is the global presence. We've seen a lot of good platforms that are very regional, local, regional, but none of them so far has been able to demonstrate plan and the ability to execute global expansion in the way we are. And the third killer function, I would say, is that enabling global level fractional ownership model is something that will be absolutely huge in decentralizing and lowering the bar of investments in real estate for everybody in the world. Imagine you're sitting in Rome, you own a property in Malibu, you own a property in Singapore, you own property in South Africa, part of the property, each of them generating some income from you for you and allowing you to live in Rome, whereas you are from, I don't know, Czech Republic maybe. So it's enabling opportunities beyond what we could imagine at the moment. Yeah. We already speak about distribution, the number of minted tokens, audits, utilities. Do we feel satisfied with our progress and achievements till now? And when we look back in the day, oh, absolutely. I mean, the sense of satisfaction of what has been achieved and what's been done so far in, I would say, a very, very short time frame is staggering. It's important to know that the reason why we are advancing so fast and so much at this space are the people who put a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of sleepless nights into all of this. And this is happening globally, yeah? And it's wonderful. We also see our community being active day and night, different time zones, different questions, things popping up. And I think this is something that will absolutely change the total landscape of the way real estate transactions are done in a global market. Um, what are the most important next priorities? One of the things I would like to mention that is very relevant. It's mentioned in the roadmap, but we didn't address it so far in more detail. This is first peer-to-peer lending, peer-to-peer mortgages, and using crypto as partial collateral for the transactions. When I say peer-to-peer lending, it means that if you, let's say, you own 70% of a property through fractional ownership model, and you want to buy another 30%. Through a peer-to-peer lending mechanism, you could make offers to the remaining 30% that you can know you service, and through automatic data transactions, the borrower knows that they're getting their money back after the transaction, the way it can be executed. These are all things that our team is planning and developing, and it's all in a pipeline. Um, do we have enough funds? As I mentioned, if we had 5 million a month to burn, we would know how to burn it and make good money for everybody with it. At the moment, we are in fundraising phase for Immobilium AMA. We are looking to raise a total of remaining $8.7 million in exchange for up to 12% of the equity in the company. This is again an increased valuation from what it was, let's say, 6 months ago, on the fact that we have added global hubs, that we have added multiple cash flow streams from different markets outside the US. We have seen also robust growth in interest in the United States for people wanting to work with us. And based on all of these things, when you put it together, when you revise your sales expectations, you get a valuation which allows us to go for 8.7 million against 12% equity. Uh, okay, let me see. Do we have white paper? We do. Audits are coming a little bit later. Have the platforms you prepared for the marketplace been determined? You see, there is one platform on which different markets are attached. By searching through markets and properties, you can basically see and address properties that you're interested in, but it is one platform that holds global global amount or global volume of listings of properties from all over the place. How did you get the community involved in developing projects? First of all, some people were coming up with good ideas, challenging us. Some of our community members were approaching us and asking to work together. So in a way, this is how the community, and I know that a lot of you come from different places. This is what we encourage you to do. If you're not sure how, and we see that we're not present on your market, talk to us. Reach out through Immobilium Group. We will find somebody to talk to you and see how we can make things work. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to happen overnight. We all need to put some time and effort into it. So it's important that when you talk to us, we also can see and feel the same passion that we have for this project for a prolonged period of time. Yeah. Partnership and collaborations are the backbone in making every project more widespread. Can you list some of our partners for us? Yeah. Uh, our partners, you can see them also on our website, but I would say that companies like Keller Williams, Coldwell Bankers in the United States, Chicago Title and Escrow, I would say a lot of strong partners in the US. We have companies which are partnering us on a global level. For example, Okra Homes in Turkey with their wonderful portfolio of properties being uploaded, as we speak. Our friends from Greece setting up the office in the most nice area of Athens, accessible for everybody to come to talk, to list the properties. Switzerland, Zug, also strong team there. Germany, a very experienced team with a lot of experience in banking sector and real estate transaction, backing us up. In Serbia as well. So with the list of partners will be kept updated. Also, our friends from Dubai, BRE Holdings, who are doing branded real estate projects in Dubai and globally. So we really gathered a group of people who share the interest in, let's say, decentralizing and making global real estate market accessible for everybody. As we know, by the token price, many people judge a project. What do you say to investors? What are the plans to increase the token demand? Now, I will tell you, this is just my opinion. Some people can disagree, but if you bought Immobilium at 1 cent, expecting it to become a Bitcoin, you're in a wrong train, my friend. The value of Immobilium token is vested in its utility application on the platform. For token to have demand, transactions on platform need to take place. Yeah. As we distribute all of the tokens and as we open new hubs, as the transactions start ramping up, in some scenario, we estimate that in about 5 years, we should be executing 12,000 transactions a year globally. Now, if you think that in 2025 we will be present on 100 markets, you can see that the figure of 11,000 transactions is really, really conservative. Now, if there's so many transactions going on, what do you think when there are no tokens to buy from us and you have to exchange it from each other? Do you think token value will go up or down? I think it will go up, yeah. And it's very difficult to say at what level do we see token stabilizing, but I would just say see the token what it stands for, see its utility, and decide for yourself, do you think that this utility can perform a valuable function and that its value is more than its current price? If you think so, then you're in a good spot to buy token and grow with it, yeah. So what is your plan for global expansion at present? Which regions we are focusing on? Basically, all our operations are US and rest of the world. So US also being the biggest, the wealthiest real estate market there is, also one of the most challenging markets there is story of its own. However, we should not neglect the rest of the world. Being a global platform, it is like that. So from California, from Los Angeles, we cover the United States. From Zug and Zurich, we cover the rest of the world. Now, the expansion is going through finding the people, finding the partners that have motivation, ability, skills, and resources that we also can pour into a bit to expand to global market with purpose of getting global listings uploaded to our platform so global buyers can buy global properties. So we are now focused basically, part of our strategy outside of the US is to focus on areas and let's say migrations that have happened in the past with expectations that people making money in more developed markets want to buy properties in countries where they came from. The strong underlying fundamental for this are the global remittances. As you know, global migrations have made global remittances very large business. This is why you have Western Union and stuff like that. So people that are originating from an emerging market but working in a developed economy send a lot of money back to the emerging market. Some of this money is spent for normal living. Some of this money is saved and maybe diverted towards real estate, and this is what happens all the time. When people who've been living and retiring, for example, when you live in Switzerland, you have good money, good salary, you live full life. When you retire, in order to sustain your quality of life, maybe you want to move to a different place. Maybe you're sick of snow and bad weather. You want to go to Panama. You want to go to Southeast Asia, better weather, better bang for your buck. So this type of people will also be buying properties that match their needs in different markets. So part of the global expansion strategy is also to understand the remittances trends, the migration trends, and this is where we think where the money flows out. This is where the real estate will be bought up. So this is also part of the strategy. So where do we see going first? In the US, the game is much simpler. We go for the biggest markets with the biggest asset size in real estate. That is California, that is Texas, that is Florida, that is New York, that is Chicagoland, so Illinois. So in America, it's much more structured, I would say. I hope that this helps answer your question. How strong is your team? Many projects start with a good impression, later abandon the project. What makes your project different than the others? Well, we're a team of no quitters. We have experienced people who have experience in both starting a business, exiting a business, doing it again and again and again, and being also spread out through the world, and supporting each other is also very strong point. And last but not least, the founders have invested their own money. So we have quite a bit of skin in the game, and also reputation of our own that we have staked with our first investors, with angels, convincing them that this is going to be the major project. This is going to change the way real estate is traded globally. And we all absolutely believe in it. We wouldn't be here if we don't. And this is type of values that we share with our partners globally as well, also with different states in the US. And I would say there's no reason to quit as well. We're launching, we're up ahead, good things are coming up. I don't see why we would. Okay, actually, I know a way somebody could make us quit, like write us a huge check, like 11-digit check kind of thing. Yeah, then maybe somebody may consider quitting. But look at this. You put this platform up, you have 11,000 transactions every year. And from every transaction, you make 2.5% on a global level. I mean, what's there not to like? Why quit? Okay, we are in the first hour of our AMA, and I have 757 messages, which I sincerely hope are not all questions. Now, global expansion plans, we addressed it. Communities, we addressed it. Um, okay, you've been watching the project for a long time, and person really likes it. Um, so, what kind of properties do we aim at selling? Will it be profitable to sell houses for less than 100,000? Yes, of course. Uh, the system is set up. Okay, from a transaction, when a property is $100,000, Immobilium will earn so, can you hear me now? I hope so. Okay, I lost you for a second, and I'm trying to find the question that I stopped with. Just please give me a sec. Just in a group, maybe just let me know. Do you want me to continue for some time, or is it already taking too much of your time? But before we even decide to close, I need to tell you that we will be selecting few winners to share some airdrops with you who stuck with us for an hour, and I will just check. Uh, do we? I just have a very interesting question that is related to safety and trust. I think it's important to understand the part of the reason why we go for the global hubs is to have local presence. And this means that our local people are going to physically go see the property, going to see the papers before they're uploaded to make sure that everything really matches. Especially in this early phase when we're building up our reputation, it's very important that everything is very smooth. On the second side, when you're doing the KYC, you're leaving your personal details, you're leaving your passport, uh, you're identifying yourself in a very straight way that if you try to do something wrong, I mean, I can guarantee you that we'll spend all the money we can to sue you and make life difficult. So part of the anonymity that we take away through asking you to pass KYC and AML, that is anti-money laundering procedures, is to make sure that we build a community that can be trusted internally and externally. Yeah. This is why when we put all of these little bits and pieces of information and security aspects, we are doing our best to make sure that nobody tricks our clients. Yeah, and that's why we have people checking properties on site and uh, checking the papers before the transaction is taking place. When they exchange the funds, the buyer sending the money to an escrow account where the money is held until everything is checked and everything is correct, and only then the seller receives his money. But on the other hand, seller is sure that the buyer is not going to run away with his property without paying, because money has already left the buyer's account and it's on the escrow, where a third party is taking care of the money and making sure that's a licensed third party with significant insurance and liability insurances holding the money until everything checks, so the seller can get his money and buyer can get his property. Now, we take these things very seriously, and this is why, again, local presence makes it easier to build this trust. Yeah. Is your project only for elite investors? And what about small funds? It is open for everybody. It is open for everybody, and especially the fractional ownership model will open up the market for much smaller players, allowing them to get on board. Um, Non-crypto users, okay, actually, our platform is mainly designed for fiat. Crypto is one of the payment ways. Yeah, so you can pay for the property in fiat or in crypto. When you're paying in crypto, and provided that the seller wants to receive fiat, seller will still receive fiat. The way we do it is that the moment you buy the property, there is a time frame in which you need to transfer a certain amount of crypto to a third party gateway that converts it into fiat into a sufficient amount to pay out the seller. So, seller can get crypto or fiat, but originally everything is meant for fiat. Crypto adoption will help understand the concept behind blockchain to make it, I would say, safer to execute transactions, to know where data is stored, how is it stored, and everything. So, um, one second. Adoption. Southeast Asia is a very vibrant market and many projects develop here. So, what do we think about Southeast Asia? Absolutely, we would like to develop it and grow and looking for people to reach out to us to start first partnerships. Um, yes, you can buy tokens, but I think we are. I see questions being repeated, and I would like to announce a few winners, five people from this AMA that our marketing team will reach out to for the rewards. And I would like this time to reward the following users. A person called Captain with something like leaves hiding out his face. I would like my team also to reach towards King of Takla BD, please. Uh, he has been also very active. Um, we also have seen questions from Musfik R. Fahran. Please reach out to them. There was also one person active with different questions. One second. Uh, Naomi Alex. And one second. And we have one more. No, there was a person asking good question. I really wanted to reward this question. I think his or her name was starting with Deb. I will ask Peter to scoop it up a bit and find out who they are and reach out to them. Um, this is 1 hour and 10 minutes of well, for me, very interesting. Well, it was mostly me speaking, but thank you for putting your points forward, your questions. I hope a lot of them got answered. Uh, I would encourage you to reach out to us if you're one of those who would like to open up new markets for us where we're not present yet, and you think we can do it. I will now try to see if I can um, share my screen. Mhm. Okay. Okay. I will ask my team to text me on my mobile phone just to let me know if um, they see me showing a demo now on the screen because I'm now all immersed into demo. Yeah. Let me just check. I will go with assumption that you can see what is happening on my demo. This design will be somewhat different when it hits the market. It's good to know that a lot of these properties, which are now available on demo, are real properties that our friends and partners have listed and placed them on the. I will go with the login. There actually seems to be a challenge when I share my screen, and that has happened to me also in the previous AMA. And I will ask my team to look into it and see how can we do it better. Um, but maybe what we can also do is you can reach out to us, and when we get a group of 9, 10 people, we can maybe make a semi-individual demonstration for you in a coming period. Bear in mind that we're going live quite soon and the designs will be different, but I wanted to let me try once again. I cannot, I don't want you to go without us, okay? Mm, yeah, so I again assuming that you can see what is on my screen, yeah? when I want to buy property, 1 second. Why do I only have, okay, show all available properties. Mm, So, so for example, these are the properties that I bought earlier, and by just editing the property that was uploaded earlier, and I want to show you how easy it is to, so you're changing the price. So you bought it for, I bought it for 500,000. I'm increasing to 600,000, making it available for sale the 2nd of September, keeping basically everything the same. And I'm accepting properties is back on the market. Now, if I had a different user, let me see if I can change a user. Whoop, whoop. Wow, something is wrong with this one. My password is invalid, or I'm too excited to do this. Let's do like this. I'm not going to share with the admin. Now this is the email that I just had is sent. I'll try to do this again. I'll try to do it again with a setting that we, let's say, make a smaller group. I'm now casting from my iPad, so maybe that is the reason why something isn't working as it should. But I hope that you have seen interesting things today, that you have learned about things. Be frank and fair. Feel free to go yourself into demo.immobilium.io. Go through the KYC, register, see how things work. Just don't buy up all the properties. So we other users can also still buy something. Upload your own play along, see how it works, and it will be good to get also some feedback. 1 hour 15 minutes. Anything else to ask? Or we are going to call it today, with an anticipation that we have in a month time or so another AMA session with hopefully first transaction behind our back. Thank you very much time for your time and the questions. Very good questions. I hope we touched on everything. In case we really missed something and you wanted to find out, please write in Telegram, and my team will be reaching out to me. And sometimes I'm also moderating this channel, so we'll be answering immediately. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Have a great evening, and have fun on our channel. Thank you.